What's the difference between a business website that brings in clients while you sleep and one that just sits there collecting dust? It has nothing to do with being a web designer or a master of SEO. It comes down to getting 5 key things right from day one. Domain and hosting, the legal pages, the branding, an efficient way for clients to contact you, and getting found in the first place. Skip those and you risk looking like an amateur, being invisible to search engines, and even facing legal issues. So if you want to be professional about making money online, let's talk 5 website essentials you can't afford to ignore. Hey, welcome back. Tobias here, former IT department head and owner of not one, but actually 3 websites now. So first off, I think it's perfectly normal to be nervous about setting up a website, especially if you do it for the first time. It can feel super unnatural to put on the hat of web designer for a moment. You're probably skilled at what you want to do in your future business, but setting up a website to showcase your skills, well, that can feel like a completely different thing. Now, that fear can lead to one of 2 things in this case. Either you never set up a website in the first place, so you drag your feet, leaving thousands of dollars on the table, or you rush it and you make critical mistakes that cost you credibility and customers later on. The purpose of today's video is to demystify this whole thing of setting up a website. Stop thinking of websites as this technical thing that only makes sense to IT specialists. Instead, think of it like you're building a house. It's your digital headquarters, your 24/7 storefront, or simply a home for your business online. And just like building a house, if you get the foundation and the framework right from the start, everything else gets so much easier down the road. So we're going to walk through the 5 foundational pillars of building your business website. And these are the absolute must-haves. They're definitely not an exhaustive list, but for now we'll just cover everything from securing your plot of land online to getting the right legal permits to designing a storefront that makes people want to come inside. So that by the end of this, you won't just have a plan, you'll actually have the confidence as well to go through and build your own website. So let's start at square one. What's the address? You can build the most incredible house in the world, but if nobody knows how to find it, it's nothing more than a very expensive secret. Your address is your domain name, plain and simple. A trap many business owners fall into is trying to build their business on rented land. They make their Instagram handle or their Facebook page the center of their business. But that's the equivalent of trying to run a global corporation from a single room in an apartment complex where you don't even make the rules. The landlord, Instagram or Facebook in this case, can change the rules literally overnight. They can tweak the algorithm so none of your customers see your posts anymore. They can raise the rent by making you pay for ads to reach an audience you've already built. Or worst, they can lock you out of your account for a reason you don't even understand, and just like that, your entire business presence disappears overnight. You have 0 control in this case. And that's why the first step is to get a website on your own piece of digital land. And that means 2 things. You need to get a domain and hosting. The domain is your street name. It's yourbusiness.com or whatever people type into their browser to find you. It needs to be simple, memorable, and also professional. Your name or your business name followed by a .com is still the gold standard today, but domains with endings like .net or .ai work just as well. When it comes to the name, it's not time to get cute with weird spellings or extensions. The goal, again, is credibility. You can literally grab a domain name on sites like GoDaddy or Namecheap for $10 to $15 a year. And it's the best money you'll spend on your brand and not an investment that breaks the bank. The second piece of your digital property is hosting. So if the domain is the address, hosting is the actual land your house sits on. It's the server space you rent where all your files and content for the website live. without hosting, your address would just point to an empty lot. Now, beginners get tripped up here, but it's actually quite simple to get hosting. A lot of companies like Bluehost or Squarespace bundle the domain and the hosting together. So for a few dollars a month, you get both your address and your land. This is the easiest way to get started, but of course you can buy the domain separately somewhere else and get the hosting from a different provider. No problem, if you want to do that. Getting your domain and hosting isn't a technical task. It's you planting a flag and declaring your business is here to stay. Don't build the backbone of your future business on rented land with Instagram or Facebook, or even on YouTube. Own the land, the plot, and the address. Okay, so you've bought the land and you have an address. You're ready to start building. But just imagine you build your dream house without a single permit. The walls are up, the roof is on, and the moment you're about to move your furniture in, someone from the city shows up and tells you, hey, you've broken the law and now you're facing fines and you're being told to tear it all down. It sounds dramatic, but this is exactly what you're doing if you launch a website without the legal pages. The problem is most beginners think, oh, look at me, I'm just a small business, those rules don't apply to me. And that's a dangerous and potentially expensive assumption. We live in a world nowadays where data privacy laws like GDPR in Europe are actually a thing. If your website gets visitors from the European Union and you collect data through a contact form without proper disclosure, you're actually or technically breaking the law. And while it's unlikely that a small website will face a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, the risk is real, and not having these pages signals to customers that you're actually an amateur. It tells them you either don't know what you're doing or you don't care about their privacy. So let's get your permits in order before you go nuts designing a site. The solution is to have 3 foundational legal pages in the footer of your website. And first up is the privacy policy. And that's the big one. If you have a contact form, an email sign-up, or an analytical tool like Google Analytics, you're technically collecting personal data. The privacy policy is the document where you tell people what data you collect and what you do with it. In regions like Europe and the US, it's a legal requirement if you're collecting any data. Second, you need terms and conditions. So if the privacy policy protects your users, the terms and conditions actually protect you. And that's a document that sets the house rules for your website. It makes it clear that your content, your blog, your photos, your branding is your intellectual property. It can limit your liability and it outlines what people can and cannot do on your site. It's your legal shield and highly recommended to do it as a best practice. Third is imprint and a solid contact page. In countries like Germany, an imprint with your business name and address is a legal requirement. But even if it's not required where you live, having a super clear way for people to contact you is a massive trust signal. Yet again, it shows that there's a real person behind the screen. A simple page with your email and a contact form is perfect for that. But now, hold on. You're probably thinking, hey, do I need to hire a lawyer for all of this? For most small business owners, that's not realistic. You can use online policy generators for that. They let you create customized legal pages for your business, which gives you a huge layer of protection in the first place. Don't open up for business without the permits on the wall. Now, cookies and cookie banners are also important if you do business, especially in the European Union. But implementing cookies is more of a technical thing and not a permit thing up front. So we'll talk about this in a separate video. All right, your house now has a legal address and the right permits. It's official, but what do people see when they pull up? Peeling paint and weeds, or a clean house with a clear path to the front door? And this is where your website design comes in. And first impressions happen in a flash. Research shows that up to 94% of a visitor's impression is based on visual design alone. The problem is it's easy to overcompensate if you feel like you're not a designer. So you put every color on the page, 5 different flashy fonts, and you cram every inch of your page with stuff. But the result is just a mess. A bad website design doesn't just look bad, it hurts your business. And it screams amateur and kills your credibility. Studies show that over half of all users will leave a website if it's slow to load or looks terrible on a phone, or if they can't find the services page. They get frustrated and click away. The good news is professional design isn't about being an artist, it's about being clear. So here are a few pro tips for a nice looking design, and you don't need an art degree for that. First off is embrace the white space. That's the empty area around your text and your images. Don't be afraid of the white space. It's not wasted. It gives your content room to breathe and guides the eye to what is most important on your page. An uncluttered design looks modern and professional. Second, have a clear visual hierarchy. So your homepage needs a single clear headline at the top, and that's your hero section. It should say who you are and what you do. Something like financial coaching for freelancers. Pair that with a high quality photo that fits your brand. And below that, have a button like book a free consultation or shop the collection. That's it. Third, stick to simple branding. 2, maybe 3 colors tops. 1 main color for headlines and the buttons, and a neutral one like gray or black for the text. Same goes for the fonts. 1 for the headline, 1 for the text. Make sure they're easy to read. Consistency builds familiarity, and familiarity builds trust. And last but not least, design for mobile first. More than half of all web traffic comes from phones now. So before you publish your page, look at the site on your phone. Can you read everything? Are the buttons easy to tap? If not, fix it. Most modern builders like Squarespace or Webflow are designed to be mobile friendly, but you always have to double check. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. A professional website is a clean website. Focus on clarity, not clutter. All right, we've laid the foundation now, sorted our legal permits, and designed an inviting house. If you're already feeling more confident about this whole process, do me a quick favor and hit that like button below. It lets me know that this is actually helping. Also, I'd love to know who's watching, so drop a comment and tell me what your business is all about. Now picture this. A potential client loves your new website. They're convinced you're the one they want to do business with. They walk up to the front door, ready to spend money, but there's no doorbell. All you have is a tiny mail slot that says, hey, yell through here and maybe I'll get back to you. Then you start playing email ping pong. When are you free to chat? How about Tuesday? Sorry, I can't. How about Thursday? This Thursday or next Thursday? This whole back and forth with client kills momentum. Every single email is a chance for that lead to get distracted or just give up on the process because it's too much work to email you 5 times. It makes you look disorganized and waste time yet again. The solution is to install a smart doorbell, a tool that streamlines the steps from interested to booking a meeting in your calendar. Personally, I use Calendly for that. It's an automated scheduling tool that eliminates this whole back and forth of booking calls with emails alone. You simply connect Calendly to your calendar, define the times when you're available for meetings, and put a link on your website. When a potential client wants to book a call, they see all of your available time slots in their own time zone. They can pick a time, fill in the name and an email address, and bam, just like that, the appointment is automatically added to both of your calendars. There's more to it, of course, in terms of functionality, right? Calendly can also connect to video call software like Zoom or Google Meet, but that's a topic for a separate video. The point for now is that you want a smart doorbell on your website, so people can contact you with very little friction. And the last thing you should consider for your business website is obviously signage and landscaping in form of SEO. That's the fifth essential. The house is built with permits and all, but something is still missing. It's invisible. A website without basic SEO or search engine optimization is like a billboard in the desert. If Google doesn't know you exist or what problem you solve, no new client will ever find you through a search. You'll be stuck forever shouting about your page on social media. Basic SEO isn't about tricking Google actually, it's about helping Google. It's about putting up clear signposts so the search engine understands what your website is about and who to show it to. Think of it as putting a clear sign on your front lawn. First up is page titles and meta descriptions. When you Google something, you see a list of results. Now, the blue clickable headline is the page title and the short paragraph of text under is the meta description. Your page title should clearly state what the page is about and include words people would search for. A good title for a coaching service page would be Career Coaching Services for Tech Professionals, John Doe Coaching. Most website builders have a simple SEO section on each page where you can easily edit that. Second is use alt text for images. So when you upload a picture, you usually get an option to add alternative text. It's a short description of the image, and it's mainly for accessibility, but it also gives Google more clues about your page. So instead of saying this is image 8765.jpg, give it a different name and give it an alt text, a career coach giving advice to clients, for example. It's a small step, but it makes a huge difference. Third up, if you're a local business, a consultant, a shop, a photographer, you absolutely must set up a free Google business profile. This is what makes you show up in the map results when someone searches for photographer near me. You should also put up Google Maps on your contact page. This is a massive trust signal, again, and a huge driver for local leads. Okay, we've walked through the 5 essentials your business website needs now. You need your own plot of land with a domain and hosting. You know about legal permits with privacy policy, terms and conditions, and the imprint. We talked about a clean professional design, the importance of having a smart doorbell, and we looked into basic SEO. Let me know in the comments if this helped you to get started or rethink your current website. And if you have questions about this whole process, about starting your business strategically from day one, watch this video next. That's it for now. I see you next time.